Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about my experience with the Nabalis Wing. Now, keep in mind my experience is probably going to be a lot different than your experience. This is the beginning of a series. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I might not call it anything, in all honesty. But basically, I'm going to be going through the ballad songs in my collection, which isn't too crazy or anything, so don't think it's going to be a crazy big series. But I'm going to basically just be going through each knife at a time and just reviewing what I think about them. And yeah, so I don't know if I should do it in 0.5 or 1x, but I don't know. I think it looks nicer in 1x, but the problem is 0.5 captures more, so I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so this is the Nabalis Wing. Pretty nice ballad song. I'm not a big fan of the anodization. I got this, ordered it in burgundy, and in person it looks like pink. It looks like kind of dark pinky, which I'm not crazy on. On video, it looks nice because it's like darker, so it looks like more of a burgundy. But in person, it's quite pink. So, not a big fan of that. If I would have known this, I probably would have gone with a different color, like maybe purple or teal. From what I've seen, those colors do look a bit better, at least on this specific knife. Now, Nabali's anodizations have gotten a lot better just over recent months, or even I guess the year. But yeah, I don't know. The wing is kind of an enigma to me because it's one of those knives where like I'll pick it up one day and I just absolutely despise it, and then a couple days later I'll pick it up and I'll absolutely love the crap out of it. I don't know why that is. I guess I find my preferences kind of change from day to day. And so one day I'll love the cheese, and then the other day I'll love the impulse more than the cheese, and then it'll switch like from week to week. So I don't know. That's kind of why it's nice to have multiple things in your collection, because if you get bored of one thing, you don't just stop flipping altogether. You just go to a different knife, and so that's kind of nice. But the wing, pretty nice. The construction is 70-75 aluminum. It's quite durable from what I've experienced. I've dropped it on concrete quite a few times, and it still looks pretty good. As you can see, there's a little bit of anodization rubbing off there. Handles also got some damage too. But the thing about it is it still holds up really, really well. Like, I haven't had any issues with it, like, just like getting the crap beat out of it. It's quite durable. It's a very, very durable material for aluminum. And so I don't really flip it over concrete, but when I do, and I do drop it, I don't feel bad about it, just because typically I'll drop it and I'll look for the damage and there won't be any new damage, which is crazy to me. So it's a very durable knife. So very, very nice in that respect. I really like the polished blade. When it's clean, it looks really nice, but it gets really dirty really fast. So when you are keeping it clean, which is like you gotta clean it every like minute of flipping because it just gets filthy instantly. But like when it is clean, it just looks gorgeous. Now, it is on bushings. I do have a bit of an issue with mine specifically. When I did get it, and I was flipping it when I first got it, I dropped it a couple times, and I went to go check the tap, and it started tapping. And I was like, well, what the heck? I just dropped it once. Why is it tapping? And my guess is the bushings are slightly oversized. Or maybe, I don't even know if that's the case. Because when I tightened it, it started binding. So I really don't know what the problem is with it, but the tune isn't amazing on it, which is kind of lame because all my other Nabalis products have been fine. Like my cheese is great. My impulse has been great. I haven't had any issues with the tune on those. This one, for some reason, is funky. So I had to end up Loctiting it because the handle kept loosening up on me when I dropped it. It was very annoying. But ever since I did that, it's been fine, but you shouldn't have to do that on this, in my opinion, because it is bushing Balisong. You should be able to just tighten it up and leave it. But anyways, that's the only gripe I have with this specific one. I know most of them aren't like that. That's kind of just mine specifically. And I could contact Nabalis about it, and they probably would, I don't know, retune it or something like that. But I just, I don't really care that much. Now, price-wise, I actually don't remember what I paid for this. I think it was around 110 or 120 Canadian. I do not remember. But I do know that it was a pretty good deal. I know I didn't overpay for this at all in any way, shape, or form. I think I paid a decent price for what I got. So if you are looking for a decent Balisong, this is a good choice. But it wouldn't be my first pick in the price range. There's probably better options in my opinion. But it is a good knife. Like, I do enjoy the way it flips. It feels kind of pretty floaty. It has a weird balance profile, in my opinion, to get used to. Like, I'll go from the cheese to this, and I'll find I have trouble doing rollovers, just because it is a lot less handle biased. It is a bit more on the neutral side. But once you get used to it, it flips really nice. So, yeah, I'm not super experienced in, like, trying a ton of different Balisongs, so I won't speak on the balance too much. But I think it's pretty decent. I don't really have any gripes with it. It is a bit unique, but it's not like, you know, something unflippable, like, you know, the artesian cutlery thingy. If you guys want to see that thing, let me know, but that thing is absolutely terrible. Now, Zen pins are Loctited, as far as I know. They're not press fit like most higher quality Balisongs, but I haven't had any issues with them. Unlike with my cheese Zen pin has actually started to back out on me, which is very irritating. It doesn't really cause any performance issues, and it hasn't fully fallen out on me, but when I am flipping, I do feel it because it does stick out, and I rub against it, and it's just this sharp feeling object on my handle, which feels really irritating. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm probably going to end up taking it out and then re-Loctiting it, which isn't that big of a deal, but, like, you know, it's quite annoying. But yeah, so texture-wise, it's weird, but it works, and that's the good thing. I'd say grip-wise, I don't know, I don't have any issues with it. It feels good. I don't really have it ever slipping out of my hands. It's mostly all just skill issue when I do drop it. But you'd think that this texture would be really weird and awkward, and you wouldn't really like it. But honestly, it feels good. It fans really well. Honestly, I think it feels really good. The handles aren't too blocky or anything. I think they're pretty nice. They're a bit more on the blocky side. They are rounded handles, as you can see, but, you know, they could be a bit more round, but I don't mind it. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but if you do like rounder Balisongs, this is probably on a bit more of a square side. It's not like crazy square or anything, but and then the handle shape, I don't know if you guys can tell, but up here it's thinner than down here, so it kind of has this weird progression of like getting bigger and bigger as it goes along, where something like the Canyon doesn't. It's the same diameter all the way down, right? But with the Wing and the cheese, actually, it gets chunkier as it goes down the handle. And my guess is that's just to add, you know, a bit more handle bias. But yeah, it's a good knife. I'd say if you want to get it, get it. But, you know, it's not like crazy or anything. It's not gonna, you know, beat out stuff like they're cracking or anything. Definitely not. But it is a good option if you're looking for something a bit, you know, kind of pretty and, you know. And if you want, you could also go ahead and get the false live blade version. And then once you're familiar with the knife, you can always go ahead and sharpen it. But the thing about the false live blades, even though they're not sharp, the tips can really get you. Like, even on my Canyon, this was a false live blade. I did end up sharpening it, so it is sharp now. But the tip even before I sharpened it, was really rank, and it actually, like, bit me quite a bit, a few times. So, like, if you're not careful, this thing will make you bleed. Like, false live blades are no joke. It can still really hurt you. But, yeah, the wing trainer blade, I really like. It's kind of like a kukri, I think that's what they call it, like a kukri silhouette. It looks pretty nice. I do like it. It's cool that it's got this little cutout right here. I do like that. I think that's a really neat touch. It's pretty sweet, honestly. But yeah, the wing. Pretty sweet knife, honestly. I like it. I've been flipping it a lot more recently for some reason. I don't know. I've just been liking it more. But, yeah, pretty sweet knife. I wouldn't go with burgundy. Again, if I had the option, I'd probably go with a different color. But other than that, pretty sweet knife. I do find it quite oil hungry. I'll explain what I mean by that. I'll oil this thing, and it has very, very good play. It doesn't have very much play. No tap, you know, whatever. And it's quite quiet. And I flip it for probably a good 5-6 hours. And then it starts losing tolerance really bad. Like, the handles start getting really, really loose. And it just starts getting super loud and super clackety. And I don't like how it sounds when it's low on oil. And I find it gets low quite quickly. So I find myself constantly having to oil it because it just, like, it sounds terrible after a while. And I don't know if that's to do with the fact that it has a weird tune on it. But it's kind of just, I don't know. Like, I feel like I have to oil it a lot more than some of my other ballad songs. So, but other than that, I don't know, it flips good. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the wing. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I have no idea if anyone's going to even watch this video, just because, you know, I don't post consistently. This is my first video in a while. I'd like to start posting more consistently, but I've been having trouble thinking about things to actually talk about. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, or you guys want to see me make a video about something or something like that, drop it in the comments. I will probably make a video on it if you guys tell me things you want to see videos on, because I don't know what to make videos about. So if you guys want to help me out, let me know what I should talk about, and I'll definitely talk about it. But yeah, that's the wing, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.